Section 5.2, we start with unit circle in trigonometry. The definition of circle is a set of all points x, y, whose distance from the center hk, so here the center in the middle, is the radius r. And the equation of the circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal r squared. We learned this in 62, right, with ellipse conic section. Now, for the unit circle, it's a circle of radius 1. Therefore, unit, right? Unit, uni, 1. It's the center of the origin. So h and k is 0. That's why you see x squared plus y squared there, because this is x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared equal 1. Right? The same thing, x squared plus y squared equal 1. Now, if you want to know if the point is on the unit circle, then all you have to do is to check the sum of the square of x and y is equal to 1. For example, problem 2, I want to know if the point 1/2 is on the unit circle. So here is my x, here's my y. I want to check if x squared plus y squared is indeed equal to 1. If it is equal to 1, then the point 1/2 is on the unit circle. Right? So let's check that. 1/2, 1/2. 1/2 squared is a quarter plus another quarter, which is 1/2. And it is not equal to 1. So there's 4 of the point. So we can conclude that R is not on the unit circle. Number 3, the point x comma negative 3/7 is on the unit circle. Now they let you know that x comma negative 3/7 is on the unit circle. What quadrant can the point P lies in? Again, we're going to use the equation of a unit circle. So we have x squared plus y squared. Y squared in this case is negative 3/7 squared. It is on unit circle, so it's equal to 1. So this implies x squared plus 9/49 is equal 1. If you subtract both sides by 9/49, then I have x squared equal 40/49. Take square root both sides. Don't forget plus and minus. Then x equal plus and minus. Square root of 49 is 7. Square root of 40 is 4 times 10. So square root of 4 is 2 root 10. Now, the unit circle have 4 quadrants, right? The point x negative 3/7, negative 3/7 is your y coordinate, because the y coordinate is negative, so either your point is gonna fall in what? Gonna fall in either quadrant 3 or quadrant 4. Your y is negative 3/7, so the x value is better be either in quadrant 3 or quadrant 4. If the x coordinate lies in quadrant 3, then x is negative right here, because that is negative x-axis. Right, so the x coordinate will be negative 2 root 10/7 if xy lies in quadrant 3. Answer this question as well, either quadrant 3 or 4. That's number 4, that's your you try 1. Now, objective 2, we're going to talk about the terminal points on the unit circle. Let t represent a real number. We can mark off a distance t along the unit circle, starting at the point 1, 0. 1, 0 is right here. That's 1, 0. X value is 1, Y value is 0. If we move in a counterclockwise direction along the unit circle, then t is positive. If I do like this, say like that, right? Then I have a t is positive. Well, I think they've already put it in the left picture like that. Then t is positive. If I move t clockwise direction, then t is negative. And we call t is the arc length, right? Find the terminal point using the circumference of a unit circle. Recall from geometry, the circumference of circle is 2 pi. Well, the circumference is 2 pi r, right? But here r is 1. We talk about unit circle in this section. R is 1, so 2 pi times 1 is 2 pi. If a point P starts at 1, 0 and travel in a counterclockwise direction along the unit circle and return to 1, 0, it travels the distance of 2 pi, like this. That's once around the unit circle, equal to 2 pi. So let's take a look at number 5. If P start at 1, 0, so we start at 1, 0 right here, and travel a quarter of a circumference clockwise, just a quarter, so we end up right here. What is the exact distance is travel? Well, that will be 90 degrees or pi half. So t equal pi half. Maybe just say t, just pi half first. The distance is pi half, so the value of t is also pi half. What is the terminal point right there? That point right there is have the x coordinate being 0, because that's y-intercept, right? And then y is 1, because the radius is 1. Maybe I'll use red, this one. 0, 1. 5a, let the point P start at 1, 0, so start right here, and travel half of a circumference counterclockwise along the unit circle. So I'm doing like that. Find the exact distance the point P travel. Well, that'll be pi. That's be pi, right? 90 degrees. I'm sorry, 180 degrees. That'll be pi. The distance is pi, and the value of t is, of course, also pi. The terminal point right here is negative 1, 0. Part B, let the point P start at 1, 0 and travel 3/4 of the circumference counterclockwise. So I'm going like this. So the distance the point P travel will be t equal 3 pi half. And the point right there is, well, x is 0, y is negative 1. Number 6, sketch each value of t on the unit circle, then find the terminal point determined by the number t. Well, t equal negative pi half, because t is negative, that means we travel clockwise, right? Starting at 1, 0. So your starting point always there on the x-axis. Now you go clockwise because you have a negative arc. Like that. And the point will be 0, negative 1. What about t equal negative pi? Same thing. You start on the x-axis you go clockwise because t is negative. This time we go negative pi. And the point right there will be negative 1, 0. And for 3 pi, this is t now is positive. You're going to go counterclockwise. 2 pi, right? And then another pi, that will be 3 pi. Where do we end up? Well, let's write out t for t is, we don't have to, but they already wrote it up there. So it still end up at negative 1, 0. Use the above result, number 7 said, use the above results. What value of t determine the terminal point? 0, negative 1. Well, if you go multiple pi's, then you end up at negative 1, 0, right? Say 1 pi, 3 pi. I would have said odd multiple of pi, right? 1 pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, 7 pi, etc. Or negative pi, negative 3 pi, negative 5 pi, right? So odd multiple of pi. If you go odd multiple of pi, then you're gonna end up at the terminal point 0, negative. Oh, that's 0, negative 1. I apologize. Odd multiple of pi, that will be negative 1, 0. That will be should be number 8. Sorry about that. Should be number 8. Odd multiple of pi. Right? So in mathematics, we will write like this: t equal k times pi, where k is set of integer. Negative 5, negative 3, negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. Right? Use the above result. What value of t determine the terminal point of 0, negative 1? Now we talk about 0, negative 1. Well, every time you go multiple of odd multiple of pi half, right? Because say, for example, if you go 3 pi half, right? So 3 pi half, you end up at 0, negative 1, right? Well, let's talk about the specific value before we actually construct a general formula. Let's take a look at this problem, that one I circle in blue. If you go 3 pi half, you end up at 0, negative 1. If you look at 6a, if you go negative pi, you end up at 0, negative 1. So I have negative pi half. I go negative pi half. What else? 3 pi half.